Hello there, and welcome to another vlog. Today, and yes, I do mean we because I am taking you along with me, we are gonna be creating a product to post on Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm gonna walk you through my process. I'm gonna try to share some time-saving tips, and it's just gonna be a nice little behind-the-scenes look. So before we get started, my necessities are being comfortable. So I have an oversized sweatshirt and another pair of non-matching gray pajama shorts.
I'm not getting dressed. I have too many things to do before I get dressed.
And then I do also have a cup of coffee to keep me company. So let's get started. I'm gonna preface this by saying at some point or at many points throughout this vlog, you will probably hear Ember whining in the background. Ignore her, she just wants attention. I literally just spent a good 15 minutes outside throwing ball with her. She came in, took a sip of water, and was ready to go again. So yeah, we're working on patience. But when I start a product for Teachers Pay Teachers, I do follow a checklist because I love me a good checklist, and I will put a picture of my checklist on the screen. As you can see, the first thing I always do is kind of outline or brainstorm the product so I know all the different elements that need to be included. So let me show you on the computer like what that looks like. First of all, I store all of my products in Google Drive. I have a folder for TPT and then a folder for products, and then I have a folder for each different individual product within the products folder. So the first thing I need to do is create a folder for what I'm gonna create. I'm gonna go to new folder, and I'm wanting to create some like back to school treat tags. I'm gonna call this back to school student gift tags. I figured that would be something I could easily create in one day because a lot of my products do take multiple days, but I'm trying to squeeze this all in for the sake of the vlog. So I need to recolor it dark green because I like them all to match. All right, once I open it up, in order to do my brainstorming, I'm gonna create a Google Doc. So I just go to new Google Doc, and this is going to be like my product outline. So I'm gonna title it that. Back to school student gift tags outline. Okay, so this doesn't need to be anything fancy. I'm gonna change it to Poppins, normal is fine, and let's go size 14. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have 10 tags, and let's create a bulleted list. So I'm gonna just start thinking of like sayings, and I want things that can be used with multiple items. Does that make sense? Hopefully it will in a second. So I'm thinking, thanks for popping in. And that could be used for popcorn, those poppets, pop rocks.
Maybe we don't pop that one.
Bubbles. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna do, you are going to glow this year. And that could be used with glow sticks, which I used to always love doing, or a highlighter, or really anything neon colored. So I'm just gonna repeat this process and kind of figure out what all I want to include in this product. That way, when I start working, I have Okay, so we have the basic outline. I have the sayings for the tags. I have a little checklist. So for each tag, I need a black and white version that can be printed on colored paper, a color version, a printable version, and then an editable version. I'll explain that later. So that means I can check off. Can I do this one-handed? Yes. Outline and brainstorm product. Next up is creating the main product. So when it comes to creation programs, I initially started using Microsoft Word. That was a mistake, but then I quickly switched to Microsoft PowerPoint, which is still what I feel like a lot of sellers use. I no longer have PowerPoint on my computer. I got rid of it. So currently I will either design right in Google Slides or I will use Canva. Since in my last video where I showed you like step-by-step how to create a product, I used Google Slides. I'm gonna use Canva. That way I can show you like how I operate within there. Plus with Canva Pro, there's tons of images that you're able to use. So let me start my screen recording. Hold on. So within Canva, I do organize everything in folders. So I have a products folder. I'm gonna come up to create design, and I think I want these tags to be square. So I'm actually gonna use Instagram post. It'll be 1080 by 1080. And I can always resize them once I add them into Google Slides to make them editable. I'm thinking I want these tags to have that outline. So I'm gonna come to elements, and I want a rectangle, or I guess technically a square. That'll work. So this one right here, and then I can recolor the outline. So I'm gonna do black, and obviously I need to resize it so that it takes up almost the whole square, but not quite. I'm just gonna walk you through like one of them, and then we'll check back in with each other because this could take a little bit. The design process is always a work in progress. It's a process.
We're in the early stages of the process.
One of the first ones I had down was you are going to glow this year, which I know under the text there's like these kind of pre-made little things. There's this glow one, which I kind of like. So let's insert that. I'm gonna change the color. We're not gonna leave it pink. Let's go yellow. And as you'll notice, I have colors already saved in here. That is a great thing about Canva, is you can save like brand colors with the Pro plan. So I have like my Pocketful primary colors, the planner colors that Bridget and I use for our digital planner, and then our Teaching on the Double colors. So you can't read that at all. That is not going to work. Let's go under effects. Okay, I'm gonna play around with this, and then we'll check back in with each other. All right, I have one tag created, and I mentioned in my outline that I want to have both black and white and colored versions along with printable and editable versions. So I'm gonna actually have to create 4 copies. So I'm just duplicating the page of this same tag. So let me go here so you can see all 4. So this first one will be the printable version because it already has your teacher written on there. So I have the color printable version. I need a black and white printable version. So I'm gonna take this second tag and I'm gonna move that outline. My thought is that I could turn this into just like a gray color and then move this back. I'm doing this one-handed, by the way. It typically is not this difficult. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but there's just a little bit of an emphasis behind it, but that way these could be printed on like yellow paper instead of using ink. This next one is going to be the color editable version. So I'm gonna delete the text box that says your teacher, and I'm gonna add in an editable text box once I add it into Google Slides later. So then this last one is going to be editable as well, but black and white. So if I wanted to, I could color or copy that other one that I already made gray, but that's okay. I will just go through this process, and then I move this one back. Okay, so now I have one tag and I have the 4 different versions that I need. I'm gonna use this basic layout in order to create the other tags so they all have a consistent look. Progress has been made. I have finished all of the tags. You will notice I moved them around. So these are all of the color printable ones, then all of the black and white printable ones, color editable, and black and white editable. You might also notice I changed some of the tags, like the wording. I also got rid of some and kind of added some in just to have a better flow, and you just adapt along the way. Also, I thought I would show you. Originally, I was using the glow effect, but I ended up changing it. So I used this one, it's called Splice, and it allowed me, this is just one text box. I could change the color of the outline, so I went with the black, and then I also could change the background color, and it has this like overlay, but it's slightly off, so it adds just a little bit of interest. And then all I had to do for the black and white, let me scroll down to where that is. I took the exact same text box and I just changed the color here to white, and it got rid of the background, so that way it's just an outline. I feel like it just flowed a little bit better. So now we are moving on to the next step. We have moved to the couch. It happens. Looking at my checklist, I can now check off create main product, although I need to export these as images. So I'm gonna come up here to share. I'm going to scroll down to download, PNG and all pages. Yes, that works. Download. Okay, while that is saving all of those as images, technically next on my checklist is to add copyright to all pages, but because these are tags that I'm then gonna insert into other pages, I'm gonna skip over that for now. Let's go ahead and make the product editable. So that is still downloading. Let's come over to Google Drive. I'm going to open up a set of Google Slides because I'm going to have editable Google Slides that customers are able to go in and add their name at the bottom if they want to. So I want to resize this slide to a regular 8.5 by 11. That way they can print the tags on a regular piece of paper or cardstock. So I'm gonna come to custom and I want 8.5 by 11, apply. I'm gonna just get rid of these text boxes. Okay, I need to unzip this folder with all of the images. Here we are. Now, I had all the editable ones toward the second half. So I want the entire sheet to be all the same label. So I'm gonna start by just clicking and dragging to insert this first one in. And I'm thinking that, let's go to format options. I want these to be around 4 inches. Okay, I was pretty close. So let's go ahead to 4 and 4, or I could have clicked lock aspect ratio. It would have done it automatically. I need to add a text box. So I'm gonna zoom in and I'm going to add a text box that says edit text. And let's go ahead and make it Poppins light, maybe size 16, center it, and let's maybe make it a little bit bigger. Let's go like size 20. So now I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to click and drag to select both the label and the text box, duplicate it, which I just did Command D on my Mac, but if you have a PC, it would be Control D. I'm lining it up. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing, click and drag to highlight all of them, Command D, and I'm going to line it up down there. Ooh, I guess I'm only gonna be able, I didn't think this through. Ideally, I kind of want 6 on a page, but I guess I could do 4 on a page. A 4x4, let's go smaller. Okay, we're gonna backtrack, and this is part of the process. I want this to be 3 inches instead. I feel like that's a good size, right? 3 inches, that's like a sticky note size. I think that's good. So now I need to move my text box, but I'm probably gonna have to make it smaller as well. So for now, I'm just gonna line it up, drag this over. Let's go back to like size 16, I think is gonna be good. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm gonna repeat that same process as I described before, but now I should be able to fit 6 on a page. All right, and as you can probably tell, I'm just using those red guidelines in order to help me out a little bit. Do I want to make it 3.5? See, this is where my perfectionism really takes over and it's awful. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for now. But just to show you a quick way to change out these tag images, I'm gonna duplicate this slide. So I'm just making an exact copy of the same slide. I'm gonna select the tag, replace image, upload from computer, and then I'm going to select the next tag, which would be this one. And then I'm just gonna repeat that process for each one. So instead of reinserting in the image and then resizing it and getting it in the right spot, I can just replace the image with the new one. So I'm gonna continue on with this and then I will catch up with you after. You're really making this more difficult than it needs to be. No, you can't help. Checking in again. I did end up going back, to no surprise, I'm sure, and making the labels 3.5 inches instead of 3. I just felt like they filled the page a little bit better. So let's check in on our checklist, make product editable. I can now check that off. So now let's add copyright to all of the pages. So I actually have this image right here. It's literally just a blank screen with my copyright really tiny down in the bottom corner. So what I'm actually gonna do on Google Slides is I'm gonna set that as the background. So I just selected background. I'm gonna select choose image, upload, and let's go back to my downloads. Okay, I'm gonna click open, and then I'm going to add to theme and then click done. That's going to automatically apply it to all of the pages. So now I can also check off add copyright to all pages. Okay, so now it says create product examples. So a product example, like if I was creating a lesson plan template, it would be an example lesson plan. This product, because it is just labels, I don't necessarily need to create examples. So I'm gonna skip over that for now. I already exported the Canva images as images, but I'm going to also export just a couple of these as images where it's the entire page of Google Slides, and you'll see why when we come back to the directions in a little bit. So I'm gonna select, I like this page, the bright one. I'm gonna come to File, Download, and we're gonna do a JPEG image. Let's go ahead and do that same one, but in black and white. There it is, select, File, Download, JPEG. That should be good enough for now. If I need to come back and do some other ones, I can. So let's go ahead for now, we'll check that one off. So now we need to create the product info, which is the directions, including in those examples, and my terms of use. So I have templates for these in Canva that I have created and used for other products. So I'm going to actually start by just duplicating another one that I've already created. So I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna choose make a copy. And then I always name it whatever the title of the product is, followed by product info. So we're gonna call this back to school student gift tags product info. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And as you can see, once it loads, I will kind of show you all of the pages, but the cover is super easy to change out. I'm just gonna change the title of it and then that little image down below, which I'm literally going to just take an image from Canva and put my little tag images on top. This second page is like a little note from me, and that stays the same on every product. This is kind of like directions or ideas on how to use it. I've got like tips and tricks, what's included. So I'm just gonna work through updating these pages in order to fit this current product. As I create this cover, I just wanted to show you how I'm actually doing this. Ideally, I would print these and arrange them on my table and take a picture and it would look beautiful. But honestly, I just don't feel like doing that, so I'm gonna kind of fake it. So I just inserted this picture of a wood desk and I literally got that within Canva, just under elements. And then I'm going to insert these pictures of the little tags. So let's do that. I'm gonna duplicate it. And then, oh, nope, I'm gonna undo that. Sometimes that happens. Nope, escape, don't want that. Okay, now I'm going to click and drag. There we go, so now I have the two different tags. And I'm gonna arrange them, you know, kind of make them diagonal and whatnot. But just to show you, if I come to Canva under elements, I want to insert like a piece of candy. So I searched candy transparent. And as you can see, a lot of these look like super realistic. They're literally like photograph PNG images. So I might drag this lollipop and kind of move it and then just have the tag over top. So I'm gonna arrange this forward and then I'll probably like make it diagonal, maybe move it like there. So I'm just gonna play around with it so that it looks like a photograph, but in reality, I'm just adding a bunch of images on top of each other. We are now back at the kitchen table. So looking back at my checklist, I have now created the product info, and then I'm gonna go ahead and check off create product examples as well, because I don't really need to do that. But I do wanna show you the product info. So this is going to be exported as a PDF document. We have the cover page, my little note, and then this is where I just kind of describe a little bit about the tags. So it's like, hey, if you want to do a gift for your students for back to school, you can use these tags. Here's what the product includes. Here's how you can attach it. And here's some ideas for when you could give these to your students. Then I do an overview of the two different versions. So first we have the printable version, and I describe how it's included in this PDF, pages 5 through 24. So if you look, those are the next few pages. After I export it, I'm going to be linking this to that page so that they can click and it will take them directly to the printable version. Then I have the editable Google Slides, and I have it linked here. So anyone who downloads this PDF, they will just click that link and it will prompt them to make a copy in their own Google Drive. I want to show you how to do that real quick. So if we go back to the Google Slides, the editable version that I created already, if I click on share, and I go to anyone with the link is a viewer, I want to leave that on there. I'm going to copy the link, open a new tab, and I'm going to paste the link, which I'm going to try to blur it out because obviously I don't want people to have access to the link unless they have purchased the product. But what's important is at the very end of the link, up until the word edit, you're going to backspace and you're going to replace with the word copy. That will be what you actually link. So I then copy that link, and if I go back to the product info, that is what I have linked where it says Google Slides template. That may have been confusing. You can go back and rewatch. But then I have all of the printable versions. So I just inserted these in the images just like I did on Google Slides. And once again, I have my copyright on there. So I'm gonna scroll down. I have all the colored ones and then all the black and white ones. The next few pages are some ideas for the student gifts. So for each tag, I wanted to give some ideas of what you could pair it with because I designed these to be easily usable. That's probably not what I mean to say, but it could be used with a lot of different things. So teachers can kind of pick and choose. Now, these little images on the side, I created also in Canva. So you can see this was the image you saw earlier on. And I literally just inserted the tag and then some images of examples of items that you could pair it with and exported them. So I have a few pages of all those examples. Then I want to promote another product. This is something I highly recommend doing within your directions. It's just good marketing. Someone who's buying this product, it's most likely during back to school time. So I purposefully linked my Meet the Teacher letter template since that coordinates with back to school. So I just have a little blurb, a picture, and then this directly links to the product on Teachers Pay Teachers. The great thing about Canva, any links that I add, so here you can see it's just linked to Teachers Pay Teachers. When I export this as a PDF, those links will all be clickable. Then we have my terms of use page, which I already have as a template. So that was very easy to add in. I didn't really have to do anything. So I'm now going to export this by going to share, download, but instead of PNG, I want it to be a PDF for print. That's gonna be the highest quality. I want all pages and download. So this will take just a few seconds. I do wanna quickly show you how I link to another page in the PDF because I mentioned that I wanna link the printable version to a page in the PDF. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that PDF that I just exported. And right now my download section is a hot mess. We'll clean it up later. It's fine. So this is gonna open up in Adobe Acrobat. I do pay for Adobe Creative Cloud, so I have access to all the different Adobe programs. It's a monthly fee. I believe it's around $30. I'm gonna go to this part right here and oops, I clicked off of it, hold on, there we go. I'm gonna open up my sidebar and I wanna go to Edit PDF. I'm going to select this box, choose link, and I want to add a link, and actually it's gonna make me draw it on top. Sometimes I can add it directly. I guess I should have right-clicked to do it, whatever, it's fine. I wanna go to a page view, so I'm gonna click next. It wants me to scroll to that page, so I'm just gonna go here and set link. So now that box is linked to that page of the PDF. So while I already have this open, I do need to protect it. So I'm gonna click on protect, drop down encrypt, encrypt with password. I want to restrict editing and printing, but I'm going to allow printing. And then I'm gonna type my password.
You're so weak.
Tells me it's weak, I don't believe it. Okay, so now when I save this PDF, it is going to secure it. You can see up here, it now says secured. So product is fully created. Looking at my checklist, next up is to record the tutorial video and then compress the files in a zip folder. So I'm gonna head upstairs because I'm gonna use my podcasting microphone as I record the tutorial video. Thank you so much for purchasing this product. My name is Michelle Emerson and I'm the creator behind Pocketful Primary. I wanted to record a short tutorial video to walk you through how to edit this product and print it to be able to use with your students. Now I need to compress these files into a single folder. So I have the PDF and the tutorial video. I'm gonna highlight to select them both, right click, and I'm gonna select compress. It's going to create a zip file and then I'm able to rename the zip file and that will be what I actually upload to TPT as my product. So anyone who purchases it can extract the files and they will get both the PDF and the tutorial video. I moved to the floor in order to record that clip, so we're just gonna stay here. I can now check off record tutorial video and compress files in a zip folder. We're almost there.
Good. Please hurry.
I now need to create my cover, thumbnails, and product preview. So I'm gonna just quickly I say quickly, it probably won't be quickly. I'm gonna do that and then I will just show you the final result. The cover and thumbnails will be created in Canva, just like the product info, and the product preview, I'm just gonna slap the word preview on top of the Google Slides file that I already have. So I'll show you when I'm done. So here is the final cover. Thumbnail 1, thumbnail 2, and thumbnail 3. For the preview, I just literally added a text box that says preview over top of all those pages that I already had, and then exported it as a PDF, and that's what I will upload as the preview. So let me open up my phone. Okay, I can now check off create cover image, create thumbnail images, and create product preview, which means it is time to upload the product to TPT. We're almost there, y'all. In order to save myself time with the upload process, I'm actually gonna go to another product I've already listed in my store and I'm gonna create a similar listing. Obviously, if you're posting a product for the first time, you can't do this, but once you've created one and you have your flow of your product description, you can do this to save time. So I'm gonna go to my most recent product, which is my What I Learned from A to Z End of the School Year memory book. I'm gonna click Quick Edit and I'm gonna select Create Similar Listing. It's basically gonna duplicate all the settings that I had for that product, including the product description, which is a huge time saver. So I do need to go in and obviously change this text. So these are back to school student gift tags. I need to select the file. So I need to go to my desktop and I'm gonna select that zip file, click open. While that is uploading, I can go ahead and upload my product preview. So that was under my downloads, too many files, there it is, open. That is now uploading as well. And then it will automatically generate thumbnails from your product, but I always go to upload thumbnails now so I can customize them with the ones that I've created. And my cover and thumbnails are right here. So cover, thumbnail 1, thumbnail 2, and thumbnail 3. Okay. So now I can go in and edit my description. I literally keep as much the same as possible. So for example, I'm gonna change it to these editable back to school student gift tags are the perfect way to welcome new students to your class. Okay, so this product includes a printable version of the tags, digital Google Slides version of the, oh, that I can just like take out. Okay. Editable Google Slides template, and I'm gonna put for customizing teacher name, editable text. That is not the case because they can't edit the actual design. Multi-page product info guide, tutorial video, that's good to go. So I just repeat this process and change as much as needed. And then I can obviously change the price, change the categories, and then shockingly, I'm ready to upload. I've got to put in the number of pages, which I'm only going to do the pages for the actual tags. So since there's 10 tags, black and white and color, I'm going to make it 20. And duration, I always put NA because it's not like a teachable thing. And I'm gonna select under copyright. I attest that I've used copyrighted materials and it doesn't infringe on intellectual property of others because I have commercial licenses, and I'm going to make it active, and then I click submit and I have the product posted. I can now check off write product description and upload product to TPT. So the last element is just creating marketing images. In order to not have this vlog be an hour long, I'm going to skip over that. It's the same process in Canva of making the images that I basically already showed. And I might also print some and take actual photos, and you know, I'm also gonna talk about this in a future video. I'm gonna share different ways that you can create marketing around one product. But I do wanna talk quickly about pricing because I know I kind of skipped over that. I ended up pricing the product at $2, which to me seems fair because they're getting 20 different tags, 10 in color, 10 in black and white. And I feel like 10 cents a tag is a reasonable amount. I'm not including all the other pages and directions and such that are included. To me, that feels right, but once it's posted, I can always go back and reevaluate. If it's selling really fast, maybe I need to raise the price. If it's not selling as fast as I thought, maybe I probably need to market it more, but I might need to decrease the price. So it's all about just what feels right and then checking up on the data.
This encompasses all available data.
But just for real honesty here, I started recording and started creating this product around 11:30 this morning. It is currently 4:59 p.m., so we'll call it 5 o'clock. That means I spent a total of 5.5 hours. Now, I took a couple quick breaks, and by quick breaks, I mean 5 minutes at a time, 3 or 4 times in order to play ball with Ember. And obviously I was recording, so it took a little bit longer, but it was around 5 hours in totality to create this one product. And this was a more simple product in comparison to others. And I don't want this vlog to intimidate you, but I do want it to be an honest reflection of the work that goes into actually creating a product. I have nothing else to add. I'm exhausted and I have not eaten lunch, so I need to go do that even though it's almost dinner. We're gonna have 2 dinners tonight. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Y'all, all 3 of those are free and they really help out my channel. It's a great way to support me without buying anything or purchasing products or anything. If you are interested in this set of tags, I'm gonna link them for you down in the description box. As always, thank you for watching. I love you so much. Don't forget to put your positive pants on, and I will catch you in the next one.